Elon Musk is officially a trillionaire. That is 12 zeros after his net worth. He is richer than the next 4 richest people in the world combined, which include Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, the founders of Google. And this is all because of the SpaceX IPO. So SpaceX went public today. It started trading on the NASDAQ exchange, and it immediately started trading higher after it went public. That made SpaceX one of the biggest companies in the world with a valuation of more than $2 trillion. That is on par with companies like Amazon or Microsoft. Elon Musk, who is, of course, a polarizing entrepreneur and figure, is promising to use this new capital from the IPO to fulfill the company's ambitions of establishing a colony on Mars or sending AI data centers into space. But this is a positive sign also for other IPOs that could come as soon as this year from AI giants, including Anthropic and OpenAI.
Elon Musk is now a trillionaire, and yet he's contributed absolutely fucking nothing to society aside from being built like Baron Harkonnen from Dune and having 4 baby mamas. There are no Musk hospitals. There are no Musk libraries. This guy could literally save the world, and yet all he does is collect baby mamas like Infinity Stones. This guy fucking sucks.
What would you do if you were worth $1 trillion, like Elon Musk has just become a trillionaire? Just to get your head around that number, it's a million. That is 12 zeros after the 1. It's more than the value of the economies of 9 out of 10 countries in the world. So it's a lot of cash. Not actually cash. All his money's caught up in stock, so it could go down in value as well as up, could get richer. But in theory, he could buy every car in America, every building in Houston, or every professional sports team in the world. They're not for sale, of course. In fact, he would struggle. It would be almost impossible to imagine how he could spend that amount of money in his lifetime. If he spent $1 million every hour, it would take him, we've worked out, more than a century to spend $1 trillion.
I think it's important to remember on this historical day, as Elon Musk becomes the first trillionaire in the history of the world, that I are closer in wealth to Jeff Bezos than Jeff Bezos is in wealth to Elon Musk. And all you should learn from that is that you don't hate billionaires as much as you should. Our brains cannot even comprehend the level of wealth that Jeff Bezos has. And yet Jeff Bezos is closer to $0 than he is to the wealth of Elon Musk. Elon Musk spent the last 2 years demonizing trans people, demonizing immigrants, demonizing Latino people, demonizing queer people, Palestinians, etc., etc., etc. And it was all meant to distract you from him accumulating more wealth than any person in the history of the universe. It's a fucking grift. And all the while, remember, 2 years ago, he spent his time gutting funding for the Department of Education, for climate research, for medicine, for science. He gutted funding for USAID, which we now know has led to the deaths of 600,000 people, 2/3 of which were children. So I don't know, maybe trillionaires are a bad thing.
Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire has apparently just broken everyone's brains. So let me explain something to you. Just because someone becomes a trillionaire does not mean that they have $1 trillion just sitting around to redistribute to everyone. Not to mention, even if he were to dissolve all of his companies today and redistribute his wealth back into the world, I think some of you are severely overestimating what that would look like. For instance, let's say that Elon was to dissolve his companies and he decided, I'm going to fund the government with my net worth. If he were to dissolve 1.1 trillion of net worth, it would only fund the government for about 57 days, you guys. Or another example, if he decided to dissolve his companies and he was going to redistribute his wealth to every single individual that lives in the United States, 1.1 trillion net worth only equals out to about $3,100 per individual. And I know you guys remember when Joe Biden was giving us those little $2,000 stimulus checks during COVID, that didn't get anybody anywhere. I mean, I'm not saying that $3,100 is absolutely nothing, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to pay what, a month or two worth of bills? But honestly, I really think that this is the part that everyone is having a hard time wrapping their heads around. Elon Musk did not earn his wealth by scamming people, by stealing people's money, by defrauding people out of money. He amassed that sort of wealth by creating goods and services that people either needed or wanted to buy. Like, y'all are so mad that people like Jeff Bezos exist, but yet your main source of serotonin is your impulse buys from Amazon. Y'all are so mad that people like Zuckerberg exist, but y'all are deleting Instagram because how will anyone know how hot you are if you can't post selfies on the internet? Y'all are so mad at the fact that millionaires and billionaires and now trillionaires exist without acknowledging the fact that they cannot exist without the consumer. The fact of the matter is that no matter what tax bracket we are talking about, there are givers and there are takers in this world. Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg are takers. They have taken more from the world than they have given back. Meanwhile, Elon barely turns a profit at any of his companies, and yet he is giving back things like autonomy to people through Neuralink, like communication to people who would never have that kind of reach through Starlink. He has allowed people with disabilities who may not have been able to previously drive cars the ability to navigate the world through his self-driving cars. I mean, he responded to the people in North Carolina who were flooded out and had no communication before our federal government ever did. He rescued astronauts from space before our federal government ever did. You cannot say that Elon takes more than he gives back from the world. And you guys are also forgetting the fact that Elon becoming a trillionaire today also created about 5,000 plus new millionaires. And for those of you that are complaining, how many millionaires has Elizabeth Warren created? How many millionaires has Bernie Sanders or Gavin Newsom created? How many millionaires have Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg created? Zero. None of the people complaining about Elon being a trillionaire have brought anybody else along for the ride with them. They have not brought anybody else with them. They have created wealth for themselves and themselves only. But they want you to believe that your biggest problem is Elon Musk. Give me a break.